Well, a huge deal for me is being able to host a game for a game show host to play and being able to put my game show hosting skills to the ultimate test. So Mark, are you ready to play a Sale of the Century inspired game?
So ready, Bradley.
Well, it's time for the game of the day.
Game of the day.
Now, Mark, we've talked extensively about your appearance on Sale of the Century and even mentioned the game we are about to play because it is a classic Sale of the Century minigame. It's been over 35 years since you heard Jim Perry list off some clues in hopes that you would hit the buzzer with a correct answer and get the chance to pick one of the 9 numbers on the board that contain prizes and valuable money cards. I'm going to transport you back to 1985 as best as I can because you're once again going to have a chance to play the Fame Game. The Fame Game.
Oh, I love the Fame Game.
And here's how we play this version of the Fame Game. Just like on Sale of the Century, I will give you a category and then start listing off clues to the answer one at a time. After each clue, you'll let me know if you want to guess at the answer or hear another clue. If you correctly guess the answer after the first clue is read, you'll score 20 points, but for every clue you ask for afterwards, 2 points will be subtracted from the total number of points you can earn for a correct answer. Keep in mind there are only 10 clues per answer, and if you give me an incorrect guess, an additional 2 points will be subtracted, meaning the maximum number of clues you could ask for will decrease by 1. A correct answer not only banks the points earned, but also allows you to pick one of the 9 numbers on the Fame Game board. 4 of the numbers contain an additional 10 points, 3 of the numbers contain an additional 15 points, and 2 of the numbers contain an additional 25 points. You'll play 2 categories, and Mark, in honor of you recently celebrating your 36th Sale-iversary, your goal is to accumulate a total of 36 points or more.
I love it. Let's bring it on, baby.
So Mark, over the course of your 11-day run on Sale of the Century, you played the Fame Game a total of 33 times. Are you ready to play another 2 rounds of the Fame Game right here on the game show?
I am so ready, Bradley.
Then let's play the Fame Game.
Oh, this is exciting. Yes, let's do it.
Remember, Mark, you need 36 points or more to win, and here comes your first category. Person. You're looking for a person, Mark, and here comes your first clue worth 20 points if you answer correctly. I was born with the last name Dooley in Camden, New Jersey in 1933.
I would like another clue.
Next clue. I worked on Armed Forces Radio during the Korean War.
Okay. Dooley. Give me another clue.
Okay, here's your third clue. Due to a conflict with AFTRA, when I started working in television, I adopted my mother's maiden name.
So this is the early 50s. We're in the East Coast. Someone with the last name Dooley. It's maybe a game show host. Let's see, how old would Jim Perry be? Is it Jim Perry? No, I take that back. He's Canadian. No, I would like another clue, please.
Another clue it is. Here's clue number 4. I was the announcer on That Show, a 1969 talk show starring Joan Rivers that only lasted 2 months.
Man. Another clue.
All right, here's your 5th clue, Mark, which is worth 12 points if you answer correctly. My family and I moved to Canada in the early 70s, but we moved back to the United States in the late 70s when I was hired to host an NBC Mark Goodson, Bill Todman game show.
Jim Perry. It's Jim Perry.
Are you locking in with Jim Perry?
I'm locking in Jim Perry.
For 12 points, which means you will be 1/3 of the way to a victory. Is it Jim Perry? Yes, it is!
Yes!
A lot of people think Jim Perry is Canadian because he hosted game shows in Canada, but he's actually from New Jersey. Brad fact!
I did not know that. Oh, that was an excellent game, Bradley. Well done. Lots of jukes and jives in there. You had me off base.
In case you were wondering, here are some of the other clues. The next one would have been that game show was Card Sharks, followed by in 1982, I was hired to host another NBC game show that premiered on January 3rd, 1983. That's, of course, in reference to Sale of the Century. The clue after was that show was a revival. It was produced by Reg Grundy and it ran until March 24th, 1989. The 2 game shows he hosted in Canada were Definition and Headline Hunters. Those were going to be mentioned in the following clue. And if all else failed, the last clue would have been I made a cameo appearance on a 1991 episode of Studs.
Well done. Very good. Very good. So how many points did I get there?
You got 12 points, and now you get a pick at the Fame game board. Remember, 4 cards have an additional 10 points, 3 cards have an additional 15 points, and 2 cards have an additional 25 points. Mark, 1 through 9, which number would you like?
Is the number 1 in the upper left-hand corner?
Of course it is.
Okay. 4.
Number 4, which is center left, and number 4 is worth 15 points.
All right. I got a shot at 36.
You certainly do, Mark, and now you have a total of 27 points, which means you are only 9 points away from the win. So if you can answer correctly within clues 1 through 6, victory is yours. The second category is TV show. We're looking for a TV show, Mark.
Okay.
And here is your first clue. This TV show's main character was created in the 1980s, but it wasn't further pursued.
I have an inkling, but I'm going to let you read me another clue, please.
Okay, next clue. The idea was later found in the 1990s when the creator was moving into a new house.
Another clue.
Next clue. The show's main character was renamed from the original idea because it sounded too much like Johnny Quest.
Yes, Johnny Quasar was the original name of Jimmy Neutron. The TV show would be The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron. Boy genius.
Are you locking that in?
I am.
And this is for 16 points, which means if this is right, you are an instant winner. For the win, and another win at the Fame game. Is it The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius? Yes, it is!
Oh, yes, yes. I will tell you the story about that. Steve Odenkirk and John Davis were the creators of the show, and John had come up with this Johnny Quasar nerdy rocket kid character back in the 80s. Didn't do anything with it. He was an animator and a writer. And then he was changing houses. He found an old tape that he made. He hooked up with Steve Odenkirk, who had wrote Patch Adams. He wrote a lot of stuff with Jim Carrey, very funny stand-up comedian. We did a little sizzle tape, a little short 5-minute piece for Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon saw it and loved it and ordered a movie. And as we were doing the movie, they were looking at pieces of the movie and rushes, and they liked it so much they ordered the TV series while we were making the movie. And then they changed it from Johnny Quasar to Jimmy Neutron because it sounded too much like Johnny Quest. That was the legal department at Paramount that did that.
A couple of the upcoming clues I want to share because I find them to be interesting facts. The show's pilot was aired as mini episodes, and the main character's dog was voiced by the same person that would begin voicing Scooby-Doo in 2002. Brad fact.
Frank Welker. Go to IMDb and Google Frank Welker, and you'll scroll for 3 hours. He does every weird sound effect, every weird animal. He does all kinds of characters. Super, super great guy. Incredibly versatile, incredibly talented voice actor.
So, Mark, you have 43 points, and you already won the game, but for answering correctly, you still have the opportunity to pick a number off the Fame game board.
That's true, I do, legally. You can't deny me that right.
I will certainly not deny you that right. Which number would you like, Mark?
I'm going to go with number 7. Lucky number 7, Bradley.
Number 7. Now, if this is 25 points, although it doesn't mean much financially, I think you can say you have redeemed yourself from 36 years ago when you picked the food preparer off the Fame game board instead of the $25 money card.
I can still picture the blonde model kissing his fingers with the stupid little chef hat on. Ugh, that was awful. Everyone on the show was super great. He would come up to me before every show. He was Italian, and he would say, Buona fortuna, which means good luck in Italian. They were all super cool. What a great gig for them, too.
So let's find out, Mark, how many points you're adding to your already impressive score. Number 7 is worth 25 points!
Oh, unbelievable! Unbelievable!
So with a total of 68 points, Mark DeCarlo, you have continued your Sale of the Century winning streak and won this edition of the Fame Game.
Woo! Finally! 36 years later, I rehabilitate my reputation as a backer-inner.
I'm sorry I don't have $50,000 in cash or a new car, but
Wait,
I think...
what? Whoa, Bradley. You told me I could win myself a new convertible Tesla.
Oh, Mark, you know what? I think you got your days mixed up. Today's game was for pride and joy, but when I bring back Sale of the Century on television and invite you on for the former Grand Champions Throwback Tournament, that's when you'll be playing for the Tesla convertible.
Fair enough.
And that was the game of the day, the Fame Game. The Fame Game.